One of the most frustrating, desperate, and miserable sensations one can experience is procrastination. It is curious how the body and mind often contradict each other, failing to synchronize. The mind perfectly understands what needs to be done, yet the body lacks the wakefulness, motivation, energy, and passion to move towards action. This is precisely what defines procrastination, the constant deferral of necessary tasks. It is not merely a common problem, it is a natural human tendency that requires learning to coexist with. This discussion will explore the concept of procrastination, the scientific explanations for its occurrence, and scientifically backed tools that can be utilized daily to combat and reduce its levels. Let's begin with a brief scientific explanation to enhance understanding. We will delve into why procrastination happens and how to overcome it according to science. Procrastination should be viewed as a barrier separating individuals from taking action. Action is delayed because the task at hand is perceived as arduous, tedious, complex, or simply too difficult. When contemplating such a task, the brain's primal response registers it as a danger or a threat, and one that demands significant energy. This perception triggers the release of adrenaline and cortisol. These neurochemicals can impair the prefrontal cortex, the region of the brain responsible for decision-making, long-term planning, result consideration, and emotional regulation. In this moment of perceived danger, the brain attempts to resolve the fight-or-flight dilemma. The choice made is often to postpone the task, to delay, or essentially to flee. Faced with a daunting task that demands substantial energy, the decision is made to procrastinate. Therefore, ceasing to procrastinate involves increasing the production of dopamine associated with task engagement. Many might believe dopamine can only be boosted through instant gratification like social media or streaming services. While these are indeed artificial sources of intense dopamine release, they are not the only way to increase the dopamine produced when undertaking a more tedious activity, such as working or studying. Expert authors explain that the body naturally produces dopamine through risk, complexity, uncertainty, and novelty. These factors offer significant insights for finding tools and solutions to reduce procrastination. The first strategy is to embrace productive procrastination. The most crucial step is to accept that everyone procrastinates. It is a natural mechanism. As one author suggested, complete your work, then step back. This approach fosters serenity. After focused effort, a brief period of procrastination can serve as a reward, offering distance from progress and contributing to overall life balance. All individuals procrastinate, but the mistake is treating it as an absolute enemy. The struggle should not be to eradicate procrastination entirely, but to combat excessive procrastination. Levels of procrastination exceeding a healthy minimum are the true problem. Understanding that low levels of procrastination throughout the day can be natural, common, and even healthy, improving creative processes, fostering problem solving, and reducing stress, is vital. This allows for guilt-free periods, perhaps an hour a day, dedicated to resting or recharging. This approach ensures long-term productivity and helps prevent burnout. Next, consider the future self. As Christopher Parker stated, procrastination is like using a credit card, enjoyable until the bill arrives at the end of the month. A powerful technique involves envisioning a future self, stressed, frustrated, and regretful for not having worked more consistently when it was necessary, for not having made the decision to advance. While working well under pressure might seem effective in the short term, it is not sustainable long term and can compromise project quality by limiting revision.
Opportunities and external feedback. The amount of time dedicated to refining a project makes it much more robust. So this tool encourages individuals to think about their future self, reflecting on and critiquing the present lack of action. Another vital tool is the anti-procrastination routine. Once an individual becomes aware of procrastinating, perhaps while idly on the sofa, the next step is to execute a dynamic, rapid anti-procrastination routine lasting about 2 minutes. Such a routine could involve a countdown like 3, 2, 1, followed by standing up, playing motivational music, drinking water, and performing a few burpees, push-ups, or squats. Continuing these exercises until a noticeable increase in heart rate is achieved generates the necessary energy to attack the task. Another effective tool is task dissection. The core problem of procrastination often stems from viewing a task as a single, overwhelming mountain. This perspective can lead to immediate mental blocking and a return to distractions like social media or streaming services. The key is to gain momentum, a concept explored in various productivity resources. This means taking action without overthinking the ultimate result. This is achieved by dissecting a large task into smaller, easily completable actions. Instead of aiming to write an entire dissertation, commit to writing for just 5 minutes. Rather than planning 2 hours at the gym, go and spend only 5 minutes on the bike. Instead of reading a whole book, read just 1 paragraph. This method breaks the belief that motivation is a prerequisite for action, revealing it as a result of action. Once on the bike after 5 minutes, continuing for longer becomes effortless. Once a book is open and the initial paragraph is finished, reading 10, 15 pages, or even an entire chapter becomes much simpler. Motivation naturally follows action. It is not its initial cause. Another tool is novelty. Introducing changes in tasks and environments can be highly beneficial. Experts suggest that novelty greatly aids in task switching. This isn't about haphazard multitasking, but dedicating distinct time blocks to different tasks, as novelty stimulates dopamine production, enhances the learning process, and significantly reduces procrastination. For instance, for different tasks or work blocks, switching locations, a different cafe or workspace, can leverage this principle. This constant change provides the novelty that improves learning and minimizes procrastination. Finally, structuring the day with activation routines, deactivation routines, and protected work blocks is highly recommended. These routines reduce reliance on discipline or motivation, curtailing procrastination by automatically building the habit of taking action. When routines are established, there is less mental space for procrastination, and the need for constant discipline or motivation is minimized because the decision to act has been automated. These routine concepts, principles, and other productivity strategies are widely discussed in various resources for understanding and structuring a day to be largely free from procrastination. Utilizing a curated list of resources can be highly beneficial for enhancing productivity. Appreciate the dedication and time invested. This approach represents a valuable investment, helping to combat procrastination over the long term, enabling a productive state that is free of guilt and fear. Begin working with a sense of pride in your progress. Thank you for your time. Until next time.